Hey, Jack here. First of all, I would like to thank Stefan who commented my video. And the purpose of doing this is to reply and respond to Stefan's question. So let's just start with what Stefan asked. So he thanked me for doing a comparison between Jarvis AI and copy.ai. Thank you for that. And can I do a comparison of the language translation? Because the question is, Stefan needs French copy to create the website for his clinic, and he doesn't know which one is better. Is it Jarvis or copy.ai? And he doesn't know if he has enough words for $30, which is what we call the basic plan for Jarvis. They call it standard, not the pro, not the boss mode, but what we call uh, the standard plan, $30. When he tried copy.ai, he needed to generate many copy to get a good one. But with 20,000 words with Jarvis, we have to generate many times to get one good one because it will run out very, very fast. So I want to look at this from a couple of perspectives. So if you have watched my previous video on the comparison between copy.ai and Jarvis AI, you do realize that I like Jarvis for certain reason. I like copy.ai for other reasons. So I need to start with that premises. And number two, Stefan wants to know the French translation capability. As you can see, I'm not a French. I actually speak English. I speak Mandarin. I read Chinese. So my experience about translating English to Chinese using Jarvis is okay. I won't say that it is perfect because you at the end you need to understand that there are certain grammatical structure or sentence construction structure between two different languages that you need to address. So if you talk about like purely translate from Google perspective, you know that it won't be giving you the perfect translation. And I always believe that's the case. A native speaker in English compared with a native speaker in Chinese, if let's say the native speaker translate all English words into Chinese, the native speaker who is speaking Chinese will find that I'm not so sure whether what you're talking about. So there's just something you need to know when it comes to translation. So I've just done something yesterday before I shoot this video. That is, I want to compare the blog post feature of Jarvis versus the blog post feature of copy.ai. So to be fair, I want to use this comparison called 21 ways to start being productive at work. Okay, I'm comparing blog intro for Jarvis and also copy.ai. Now, the only thing that I notice between the two AI tools is the fact that for Jarvis.ai, it does ask you this question: who are you speaking to? Who are your target audiences? Whereas on copy.ai, it just simply asks you the blog title and what's the blog about. So when you compare two, you notice that copy.ai doesn't really ask me the question, who is the target audience? Perhaps one way to tackle that is when you are doing, when you're completing what is this blog about under copy.ai, you want to specifically mention that 21 ways to stay productive at work, targeting. So this is what you may need to do, targeting the small business owner. So I believe that would be a fair comparison between two. How do I turn on the function to make sure that it translates into a different language? So on copy.ai, it is advanced setting. You do see that the base language input is English and that the output is French. How many languages copy.ai is making available? So you can see that there's a list here: German, French, Italian, Japanese, Spanish, Dutch, Polish, Portuguese, and of course there's a Portuguese Brazilian version, Russian, Chinese, which is my spoken language, Bulgarian, Czech, Danish, so on and so forth. There are quite a lot of selections. Okay, so I'm using French for the purpose of Stefan's question to make a comparison. Okay, so this is what I did. Okay, so based on that, I generate the copy here. So you see that copy.ai actually allows you to create short copies. And because the $35 plan, which I mentioned in the previous video, it has unlimited words. So what happens is that it becomes so easy to come up with multiple versions of this blog intro. Now, Stefan's question is he's looking to do something called the website copy. So obviously here on copy.ai, you do see that website copy, there are some templates available. Okay, but because for Jarvis we don't have that website copy thing, or I'm not familiar with that, by the way, so I just want to use blog intro, which is Apple comparing with Apple. It just to be fair for both softwares. I'm not siding one against the other. All I'm saying is that there is a reason why copy.ai is popular among certain group of people, and of course for Jarvis there is another reason why it is, I would say that it is very popular amongst another group of people. Okay, so if I scroll down, you see that 21 ways to stay productive at work. So Stefan, if you're watching this video, or for viewers who understand French, you tell me whether it translates well. Now, of course, I can't read French. So what I did was I put this over to Google Translate. This is what I did. Unfortunately, this is the only way I understand what's going on. So the English translation say, as a writer, I spend most of the time blah 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 blah. Well, from an English translation perspective, it makes sense to me. But and always, I need to caution that, well, this is the input, this is the output by copy.ai. So if you speak French, does it make sense to you? Now, this is something you need to do the audit. I can't do this because I don't speak French. All right. But the interesting thing is that copy.ai actually allows you, or has generated multiple versions for you to consider. Like some are longer, some is just one line. And of course, you can ask copy.ai to continue generating more. And remember the plan for 35 bucks or 49 if you pay per month doesn't have any word limitation. So as a result, you do see that, hey, you can actually ask copy.ai to generate as many versions as possible. Of course, I don't know whether they will have something like Jarvis. Jarvis says that you don't abuse it. Like there are people who will say that I crack 1,000,000 words a month. Jarvis.ai's team actually come to you and say, hey, do not abuse that. No, they don't expect people to generate 1,000,000 words a month. Okay, even though it's so-called unlimited. All right, so just take note of that. So you can see this is the case. So comparing with Jarvis, what happened is this. Jarvis actually give you similar thing, but the problem is that if you are looking at the $30 plan, which is standard, you do know that you can easily eat up the 20,000 words very fast. How does it work for Jarvis? It is not the 20,000 word is not determined by the final output, the one that you have chosen. Because let's say in this demo, let me move myself up. You do see that I've asked Jarvis to come up with 5 outputs. So here, Jarvis has done the job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I don't speak French. I don't know how good they are. But the problem, as Stefan said, is, hey, you know what? I've got this question. If I ask Jarvis to generate words, I can eat up my 20,000 words very, very quickly. Okay? Indeed, that's why in the Jarvis community, we say that if you are serious about using copywriting AI tool to generate your online copy, honestly, that 20,000 word is not enough. Like this is my 8th week of using Jarvis. I think I've cranked 300 and I haven't done a check today before I shoot this video, but last week I've already hit like 360,000 words because I write long articles. So as a result, to me, if you are asking Jarvis to do the job, 20,000 words is definitely not enough. So therefore, from a pricing perspective, copy.ai may serve the purpose because it's unlimited word for $49 on monthly basis or 35 if you decide to pay a full year. So that is what I would recommend. Now, the next question is that if you look at the translation here, does that sound good? I don't know. So to be fair, so mind me doing this because this is my language. So I'll just go down to Chinese. Like if you don't read Chinese, don't worry. I'll just give you a comments on that because I read Chinese. Okay, apply setting. I generate or create copy. I'll be doing the same thing for Jarvis. I will translate this to Chinese. Okay, Chinese actually at the bottom, and then ask Jarvis to generate copies. So I can comment which is better. Okay, so that is the language I speak, and therefore I can make a fair comparison on that. Hope you enjoyed this so far. And please remember subscribe to my channel and make sure that you give me a like on the video so that I know that you're watching my video. And if you do have questions like Stefan, please comment and I will do video to reply. I'm not a guy who I would say that, well, just one like and I don't do anything. Like I like to engage with all of you. So if you do have questions, I'm happy to shoot any videos to answer your question. Okay. And once again, remember subscribe to my channel and you get access to the Jarvis channel, which I specially created for all the folks who are interested in copywriting.ai. Also copywriting AI tools, I mean. And that's just my gift to all of you. And finally, let's see what's happening. Do I have anything on Jarvis yet? Well, Jarvis actually has come up with something already. Ta-da! See, Jarvis has come up with this. And let's look at copy.ai. Copy.ai also has come up with this. Let me just look at the first one. I'm doing this at hot, no rehearsal whatsoever. Let me just give you a comment on how good the translation is. Let me see. The first one from copy.ai is this one. Okay, so just let me read it over. Okay, so what it says is that productivity, it is the word, it is a phrase I like, it is a phrase I hate. Okay, so if you want to improve your productivity, at the same time, you don't feel guilty of not doing anything, the fact is, no one cares for your productivity. So you see that when I'm reading this, I find it funny because this is a classic case of what we call direct translation from English to Chinese. Like nobody will talk about productivity is a word I like. It is the word I hate. It's like this is English speaking. However, for Chinese folk would not talk about that. So that's just my comment. So I find it funny. Okay, let's see what Jarvis did. So let's just look at the first one. So he's asking a question, and then okay. So first one is pretty good for Jarvis. Now I'm not saying Jarvis is better than Copy.ai always. It's just that for the first one, how many of you would love to maintain and keep up with your productivity? If that's the case, this article is for you. And in this article, I'm going to compile 21 tips to help you improve and maintain your productivity, so that you will get the maximum output for your business. Okay, and whether let me see. So no matter what you do, well, basically it says that, well, you just have to, these tips will help you keep up with your productivity so that you achieve more successes in your work. Is that okay? Okay, are you ready for this? Let's get started. Now, partly why Jarvis can do a better job. Let me explain this. I've been using Jarvis for 8 weeks. This is my 8 weeks. Jarvis kind of know my writing style already. Like the very fact that the last question is, are you ready? Let's get started. It's like literally a lot of my articles in the introduction, I will just ask this question. Are you ready for this? Let's get started. So Jarvis is actually copying my writing style. And therefore, I find that it is what the NLP is about. The more you input to the copywriting AI tool, the more the tool itself will be able to adapt so that it is able to create copies that suit your style. So it's not fair comparison with copy.ai because copy.ai, I have only used it for like 3-4 days. I still have 4 more days to go. And therefore, what I'm saying is that let's think about how to answer the question from Stefan. If you seriously want to generate multiple words, okay, but you do not want to pay the $119 for Jarvis Boss Mode, which gives you the unlimited version, If you are looking for just generating website copy, I personally believe that copy.ai may be good because it's more cost effective. Like I said in the previous video, if you're purely looking at generating multiple long form copies, then I have to say that Boss Move Jarvis $119 a month is really the deal, because you can't find that template on copy.ai, which is called the long form assistance. Okay, and coupled with the fact that the copy would need to um, would need to integrate with, let's say, if you're doing website, I bet you're talking about SEO ranking, like certain keywords you want to rank on Google so that your website can be found easily, right? So of course both Jarvis and copy.ai don't have the SEO function, so you need to think about, okay, if I want to integrate my copy with SEO, what is the additional cost? Okay, so for Jarvis, we have got server SEO integrated, and some people actually don't use server SEO. Some people actually use other SEO software. That's again is fine. So the cost that you need to think about is, or while I'm spending $35 a month for copy.ai, that may not give me what I want in a full sense, because you still need to make sure that it is keyword rich and it is actually ranked higher based on SEO. So there might be additional costs you need to incur. So for that reason, I believe that copy.ai may be a better tool. The only question is that will copy.ai, after you have been using this for a while, would it be able to adapt your languaging or your preferences so that it generate copies that speak like you? I believe so, because both copy.ai and Jarvis AI are using GFT-3. So as a result, they should be the same. So it's a question of how long have you been using that. All right. So finally, to answer Stefan's question, my summary is that if you can only spend that 20,000 words for Jarvis, then I think you should go to copy.ai. In fact, I would just say that someone actually talked about paying for standard. I think there was a post on the Facebook group from Jarvis yesterday. This folk actually pays $30 for Jarvis, the standard plan, and then within a few hours, he actually asked for cancellation because he said he asked Jarvis to generate copies, and then sooner or later, the 20,000 word limit is done. You say, what? I haven't even gotten what I wanted, but the quota is up. That's not fair. It's not what I wanted. Yeah, of course. So anytime when you're looking at a plan which has a word limit, so you remember I've done another video talking about Copy Blocks AI and Jarvis AI. I said that even though Copy Blocks AI gives you a $47 plan, and during the offer they said it's $37 one time lifetime fee, there are only 40,000 words or credits. So I highlight the particular point to talk about the fact that if you are just looking at the price or the investment, whether it's one lifetime fee or it is like low monthly recurring fee, you do have to understand there may be a word limit. So on that basis, copy.ai actually is better, because once again, when you look at copy.ai, if I just scroll up to the plan once again, as I show you yesterday or in the previous video, I mean, $35 a month pay in full, 420, you get unlimited runs. I mean, for that reason, this plan actually stands out. The only thing, like I said, is that if you need to generate long form copy, which is what I do, which only Jarvis, as far as I know, has this, then you got to understand, unfortunately, investing $119 becomes a must, because you have unlimited versions uh, for Jarvis to churn out. Okay, so I hope that it actually makes a lot of sense. If not, then Stefan, you're watching this video, let me know if I have not or have missed certain questions or concern you have. But I just want to say one thing. Thank you for Stefan's question, and I will just say that go for copy.ai if you're looking for a website copy and you want to spend extra money to get someone or hire someone, or you want to do it yourself, spend money to make sure that the copy is SEO friendly. and there will be additional cost of course for that. Okay, so if you have that budget $30 or $35 a month, then please don't go for Jarvis, because you will eat up your limit very, very fast. And I guarantee that. Because remember I said I've already achieved 360,000 words in literally like less than 8 months or 2 weeks or 2 months. Less than 8 weeks or 2 months. 360,000 words. Okay, so my point is that it is very important for you to see what you want. In my previous video, I said it really boils down to what you want the copywriting AI tool to do for you. Long copy, short copy. Long copy, Jarvis. Short copy like Facebook ad, Google ad, just a lender or other very simple thing. Copy.ai should serve you better. All right, so I hope this video helps you guys. If you have any comments, questions, please do make a comment below. When I see this, I'll reply, and I may consider doing a video for you, right? Just to like Stefan's case, I'm happy to do that. And finally, subscribe to my channel so that you do see that this Jarvis channel, that on my last on the video, you see the Jarvis channel, which I talk about all the videos that I have created about Jarvis and Jarvis and Jarvis. All right, so with that, thanks for watching, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Wong here signing off, and all good wishes.